From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Well, that downward trend of the temperature certainly is going to be the case here, and we're really going to notice it, especially as we take you into your Monday through next week. So we're talking about much cooler temperatures through next week, but highs dropping below normal. I mean, we'll take that. Now, by the end of next weekend, yeah, we're looking that far ahead, but you know, when you're talking about these cooler temperatures, you kind of look down the road here and see when we can expect that summer heat to return, or the big summer heat, right? Because the summer heat's here. It's going to stick around for a while. So let's talk about that 10-day trend. And you can see here, temperatures are kind of going up a little bit here as we go into Tuesday. But overall, temperatures just below normal for this time of the year for pretty much everyone. So as you can see for Redding, for example, the average high is still about 100, 101. So if we keep those temperatures upper 90s to about 100, we're below normal. And look at this. I mean, by the time we get to Friday, even into next Sunday, we're in the mid 90s. But we are going to see an uptick in those temperatures as we go into that next week. So not this upcoming week, but a week after that. So yeah, I mean, quite a prolonged period of temperatures around or just below normal. All right, so let's talk about that fire potential here. Still looking at all the areas of brown here, but what you'll notice here is the neighboring state, Nevada, has some orange in there, indicating the hot and windy conditions that they're going to see over there. Now, that's not really translating over toward us, but it's close. We've got a combination of some heat. We've got a combination of some wind associated with that as well, and dry conditions. So as a result, the National Weather Service, at least for Modoc County, has issued a red flag warning. Now, this won't take effect until tomorrow, but will take effect from 1 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Monday. Now, you'll notice there's no other areas, at least in Northern California, that are under this red flag warning, but it's just really a great reminder for us to remember that we need to be careful this time of the year. All right, so there you can see again that red flag warning. Let's take a look at the red flag warning criteria, because really, if I'm being honest here, we're at the low end of the criteria, and I'll show what I'm talking about. First and foremost, here's the criteria that the Weather Service uses. There are two. Now, this one we can scratch off because that's not the issue here. The issue is the humidity levels being dry, and on top of that, gusty winds. So if you have it for at least 3 hours, both of those, the low humidity and the high winds, if those occur for at least 3 hours within a 24-hour period, that's when the National Weather Service says, okay, let's issue and let everyone know that the conditions are prime for a fire to spread rapidly should one start. So let's start with the winds and the dew points. So the dew points, as you start getting into these oranges and reds, that's the very dry conditions. So today, they're actually starting to gust up a little bit. These are the gusty winds, the forecast gusts. Okay, so let's take you into Monday. So Monday morning, not an issue, right? This is when we typically see the winds die down, a little breezy in some spots, but overall, the wind's not a very big factor. Now, as we go through the day, here's Monday at noon. Here are the gusts, 25 miles per hour. That's the low end of the criteria for a red flag warning, right? If we see gusts of 25 miles per hour or higher. So we're right there for El Turris. Now let's take you into about 5 o'clock. We're still just above that point, 27 mile per hour gusts. So we could get up to 30 miles per hour. But then as we go into your Tuesday morning, those winds die down, right? And then Tuesday afternoon, we're seeing the winds pick back up again, but maybe not as strong as what we're seeing here for Monday. So you get the idea, the winds are picking up, not a major wind event, but certainly enough for us to heed caution. Now, let's talk about the relative humidity. Remember that number, 15% or lower. So here we are today at 6 p.m. Humidity is rather low, right? So let's take you into tomorrow morning. We get that recovery and humidity levels go up. So we're in good shape there. However, already before the noon hour, we're down in the single digits for those relative humidity levels. So now we're in that criteria for a red flag warning, right? Because that's going to continue even into Monday afternoon and evening, still about 9% there. And then, of course, as we take you into Tuesday morning, the humidity levels go back up. But you see how they drop again? But now we're kind of below the criteria for the winds. Now, there may be a chance that they may upgrade it to a red flag warning through Tuesday. We'll have to kind of see. But it's kind of a day-by-day process. All right, let's talk about the smoke because, you know, the smoke and the haze, it's been a continued issue here over the last week. But it looks like there might be some relief in sight. Here is Monday morning. Still a little haze out there, especially in Siskiyou County. But look at Monday evening. Look at that. The haze, for the most part, is gone for all of Northern California. I mean, what a great relief to finally see that, to get some crystal clear blue skies. Be nice. All right, so here's your valley forecast. We're going to take you into tonight, tomorrow morning. Looks like temperature is around 70. And look at that. No triple digits. I mean, we could touch 100 degrees, I think, for some of us, but you get the idea. We're dropping those temperatures. Here's the mountains, mid to upper 80s, looking pretty pleasant there. A little bit warmer for the eastern mountains, but not bad. Looking at mainly sunny skies. So we have the clouds kind of coming in here for today, and that's the reason why we've seen that cloud cover, but of course didn't bring us any rain or any thunderstorms. And the heat, it's diving to the south. And why? Again, right? We talk about this, and I've been talking about this for weeks. These storm systems are riding to our north, and that is, in a sense, pushing that heat down to the south and east. So that's the reason for our cooler temperatures. And you'll notice it kind of drops down even closer to us going into the end of this week and into the weekend, right? So this is borderline mild, coolish air, but what it's doing, again, is keeping that heat down to the south and east, and that's why our temperatures are dropping. But I do expect a slight increase in our temperatures toward the end of next weekend and into that next week. And you saw that in the 10-day trend for Redding, at least. All right, so here's what it looks like tonight. Temperatures upper 60s to around 70 in the valley and mainly in the 50s for the higher elevations. We take you into your Monday. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to finally see a map that doesn't have triple digits all over the place, including the mountains. So, yeah, I mean, Redding, you could touch 100. So could you in Red Bluff, but I think we'll be hard-pressed to do that as you head south towards Chico and Oroville. And for the mountains, we're in the 80s and barely hitting 90 degrees for many locations. So we take a look at your 7-day forecast, and you can see temperatures for Mount Shasta City, upper 80s, low 90s for the next 7 days. And that's really the case here for Alturas and even Susanville. Now, when we look at the valley, I bumped up that temperature for Redding up to about 100 degrees for Tuesday, but you get the idea. We're right around or just below normal. And taking a look at that 7-day forecast for Red Bluff and Chico, maybe not as hot there. In fact, for Chico, I've still got you at about 93 for Thursday and Friday, with that slight uptick by Saturday, Sunday, with highs in the mid to upper 90s.